guys. Welcome to Buckle Up Podcast with Shibley McGinnis, your host. This is the first episode, and I want to thank you guys for listening. I hope all is having a good day today. For me, my day is going pretty good. I woke up this morning and my feet touched the ground, so when that happens, it's always a good day. I want to start our first episode by talking about something that is very close and dear to me because I am a healthcare worker and I've been a healthcare worker for the past 24 years. And I'm still working in healthcare. And I was on the internet and I came across this video with seeing a home care worker abusing and assaulting an elderly 95-year-old lady. When I looked at that video, I was furious. Because this is the type of job that I do when I'm not podcasting. So for me to see that kind of assault happen to this elderly woman who is not able to fully defend herself from this strong woman who is actually beating her with a pot, hitting her with a pot, okay? That right there had me baking. I feel like if you don't have the empathy and the compassion to deal with elderly people, then you should not be working as a home health aid worker. Period. This is someone's grandmother. This is someone's mother. This is someone's aunt. And if you don't have the patience to work with these elderly people, you do not need to be in healthcare, period. I'm going to continue on saying that because when I looked at that video, I was astoundingly mad. As you can hear it in my voice, it still upsets me. So this woman got caught on surveillance, home surveillance, hitting this elderly woman with a pot. There was like no video sound to it, so you don't know what the conversation was about and why it led up to this healthcare worker attacking this 91-year-old woman. But the family had seen it on camera, and one of the family members was at work, so she couldn't get there soon enough to go help her grandmother. I'm assuming in the article that was her grandmother. But somehow I'm assuming that somebody called the cops. This woman was not arrested for it. Okay. Which she should have been arrested. But she hasn't been arrested for it according to the article. And you can find this article on CBS.com that I'm talking about if you haven't seen the video. But that is so crazy. I could not believe what I was actually seeing. Like, really, I take care of people every day. And it doesn't matter if they got you upset or they worked your last nerve. You still have to have some kind of respect and dignity for these people. These elderly people, senior citizens, have worked all their lives, some of them, half of them, and they are looking forward to someone other than their family taking care of them if they need help because they're not independent enough to take care of themselves. So that's a lot for them to have someone come into their home who think that they're going to take care of them, and they turn around and do something like this. The lady arm the elderly woman's arm in an article, it said that, she hurt her arm because she was trying to hit her back and trying to block the hits from the pot that was being she was being hit with. Like, this is ridiculous. What do you guys think? Like, how would you feel if that happened to one of your family members? I know I'm not gonna be the only one that will be livid, hot under the collar, upset. Like, that is so crazy. What is wrong with people in this world? Why do they feel like they need to harm the senior citizens? The seniors, they done paid their dues to society. When you come into these people's homes, they're skeptical, number one, because you're a stranger. So then when they find the trust in you to come and do a job, and you attack them because you having a bad day, or because you don't like what they said to you, or you don't like that they're not moving fast enough for you, or they did something that is in the description of your job, or maybe not in the description of your job, but common sense tells you you have to do it. Like, I wasn't there, I don't know, but I'm just trying to figure out, like, what is the scenario that this woman would actually put her hands on a 95-year-old woman. It's crazy to me. Crazy to me. I don't know what's wrong with people. I really, really don't. I wish I wish I can go into that woman's mind and see, like, what was you thinking, honey? Like, I hope that you don't ever get a job in healthcare. Nowhere. I wouldn't even trust you with my damn dog after seeing that video. That is so crazy to me. But other than that article that just really had me going, oh my God, that was crazy. We're going to talk about this election with Trump, and Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris. I was looking at a video with Trump at one of his rallies, and I didn't like the fact that he called Kamala Harris a bum. Like, really? She is more credible than you. She's more qualified than you. And I don't know what these Trump supporters see in their candidate that they want to vote for, because he did nothing but terrible things in the 4 years that he had a term as presidency. He was a horrible president. And I don't understand why these Trump supporters don't see the corruption, don't see the lies, don't see the narcissistic attitude he has, the disrespectfulness that he has when it comes down to women. Like, I would like to get into their minds and be like, why would you want him to represent you? Again. No, we have to vote. We have to vote to save our democracy. Because our democracy right now is at stake. And we need somebody that is going to have the people's interests of this country to continue to run this country. Because if we have this man in it, it's going to be so chaotic. He's trying to get that Project 2025 going. And if you don't know what that Project 25 is, I suggest you guys do your research. Go do a Google search on it and read up on the things that they are trying to implement once he becomes president. It's like we're going backward in time if this man gets elected into office. Seriously. I can't even fathom him getting into office. I really can't. I just pray that, people get out and vote and they vote for democracy so that we can move forward in this country and have this country be together, because this country is so divided. It is so divided. And with that man being in office, it's going to be even more divided. You know, even more divided. So, you know, you guys got to get out. You got to vote. You know, vote, vote, vote. Especially you younger ones. I understand. You know, we don't know who to vote for because Biden dropped out. Okay, listen, do your research. Do your research on both candidates and see which one do you want to run this country. You know, because it's a lot of things at stake. This vote is very important. And Biden and Harris brought this country back in the 3.5 years. Yeah, the food is up a little bit, you know, but it'll go down. You know, wages has been up a little bit as well. I don't remember seeing that in the Trump president when he was president. You know, all I remember is those years was being very tensed and him being very narcissistic, you know, and violence happening in his presidency. And I don't want, personally, me to do another 4 years under that type of leadership, you know. So it's really, really important that we get out here and we vote and we let our voices be heard. And, you know, we fight for our democracy, because again and again, I'm going to keep repeating it, our democracy depends on it. And I will have many people that are Trump supporters that may listen to this podcast and say, you know what, I'm voting for Trump. I'm not going to vote for Canada. Well, you know what? That's on you. That's all I have to say. That's on you. I'm not going to go in a debate with anybody about the two candidates. I'm just saying my opinion, you know, and just telling people to get out there and vote, because this election is really, really important. And if you sit up here and say that you're not going to vote for somebody because you don't like either candidate, or you don't know if that candidate is, you know, going to do anything for you, or you don't know nothing about that candidate, do your research. Do it. You know, get out there and vote, because your vote counts. Our ancestors did not struggle and shed tears and blood and sweat for people to sit on their behinds and not exercise their vote. You know, you have to vote. You can't sit this out. You have to vote. Because if you don't vote, you don't have a say-so in something that happens in your community. You know? Because you didn't vote. If something happens in my community and I elected this politician to represent me in my community, and it's something that happens to me that I don't like, I want to be able to go to my congressman and say, I am a registered voter and I voted you in, and I have this particular problem that I would like to address to your attention. I want your help in this situation that is going on here. I'm a registered voter. You know, you don't vote, you're not registered to vote. You can't go and say that because you're not a registered voter. So get registered, people, and vote, because it's very, very important. And learn about your candidates if you don't know about them. Go on their websites. They have their little campaign websites. You know, you can go on and read their record. You know, read and see what they're doing for, you know, their community, for the country, for the people. We need somebody who is going to represent the people and not themselves. You know, for political gain. We are the people. We vote you in, we'll vote you out. You know, so get out there and vote, 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 vote. I can't stress that enough. So those are my little rants for this episode 1. If you have anything you want to talk about, I will have an email up. I haven't done that yet, but I will put one up. I'm going to work on doing that. And then we can, you can shoot me an email, and I can address it on the next podcast. But before I leave you, I want to end this first podcast with Proverbs. So in Proverbs, it says, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and your plans will succeed. So, I believe that the Lord is saying that whatever you do, you have to be committed to the Lord. If you ask Him for a prayer, you have to be committed to Him. And being committed to Him is meaning that you have to trust Him. You have to follow His lead. And once you have that trust and you follow His lead, He will plan your steps accordingly. Because sometimes it's not about what we want to do, because God's plans is bigger. But once we have Him enter into our plans and we follow His lead, He will point us in the right direction. And sometimes that direction is confusing. You may not know, like, what is going on? But you got to trust that He's putting you in a direction where you would succeed. So, on that note, guys, I hope that everyone is having a spectacular day today. Keep your head up. Keep your chin up. And until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye for now.